Today I want to share with you guys a site called Cite, and I have the link attached on Google Classroom for you guys to look at too. This Cite tool allows you to cite information that you've researched in order to not plagiarize. Because if you don't give credit where credit is due, then that's called plagiarism. If you don't change every 3 words like we've talked about, or even more important than changing every 3 words to your own words to avoid plagiarism, is putting information in your own words. So you don't want to copy what other people have done, and the big thing that you want to remember is give credit where credit is due. And in order to do that, you need to cite, C-I-T-E, information. And there are a couple main different ways to cite, and those ways are MLA and APA. MLA is the easier one to start with and the more common form of citing depending on what type of research you're doing. So we'll stick with MLA for today. And on this site, then you click what type of citation style you're using. MLA stands for Modern Language Association, and that's what we will be using. So you'll click MLA, and then you get to choose what type of information you are using. So for example, say I want to cite a book from the library, then I would choose this one. Encyclopedia, that isn't as common of a one to use. People don't use encyclopedias a lot to research anymore. Dictionary, preface, which is at the beginning of a book or preface, and foreword. Reference work in a series, republication, sacred text. These aren't ones you're going to commonly use other than the basic book. An anthology is material that is put together in one book, so maybe several stories put together in one book. Not as common for you guys either. A periodical is usually a magazine, another name for a magazine, or other type of nonfiction text like a newspaper or a journal article. You can find journal articles online too, but again, that won't be the one that you guys will commonly use. I'll let you look through these other ones too. The ones that you guys will commonly use is an entire website or a website document. Usually you want to be more specific though and use a document on a website as opposed to the entire website. So I'll click that. And let's say I wanted to research Benjamin Franklin, and that's who I was making my Pictochart over. Then I would go over and launch a new screen here, Google Advanced Search. And let's say Benjamin Franklin is somebody really interesting that I learned about in history class. Then I'm going to type in Benjamin Franklin with capital letters. Then I'm going to scroll down to the site or domain. I'm going to put in .edu. I could also use .org, but remember I want to narrow to a more reliable site. And then I'll click Advanced Search. I see quite a few images here. And then some other sites here that have information about him. Here's Franklin's autobiography, so maybe that would have some helpful information for me. It looks pretty extensive because there is a book titled that as well, so that might be a bit tricky for me. So maybe I'll want to look for something else, like this one, Garden of Praise Benjamin Franklin Biography. Yep, this looks like it could work for me. That it has some helpful information, that he was born into a large family. So I could, on my Pictochart, put that Benjamin Franklin had many brothers and sisters. That would be in my own words, but saying the same information that's given here. He was the 15th child of 17 children in the family. So I might have Benjamin Franklin as a title. Then I might say Benjamin Franklin had many brothers and sisters with a picture of Benjamin Franklin. But then I also need to give credit where credit is due from the site that this came from. So this came from gardenofpraise.com. Oh, now it took me to a .com site instead of .edu though. So you have to watch that and make sure that you're usually at a .edu. If it's not a .edu or .org or something reliable, then check to make sure there is an author. And this one does have an author, so I am going to keep using this one since it does seem fairly reliable. But then I need to type in the information for website document and go back. This biography is by Patsy Stevens. So you'll have to switch between tabs. Patsy Stevens, and let's see how to spell her name, because it needs to be correct information. There's just one author, not two. Does the website have a title? Let's see. The title is just Benjamin Franklin, but that's the name of the document, not the name of the whole website. The whole website's name is Garden of Praise. Garden of Praise. The editors, usually it doesn't list that, so you can skip that part. The sponsoring organization, that can often be the same as the website name. Or if you scroll down, it may say something different, but usually it is the same. So I'll put in Garden of Praise. And then at the end, it said the date, and it said it was written in 2005. It didn't say when, so I'll skip the month and day and put in the year. Was this resource found using a database? No. Databases like Nebraska Access or EBSCO, which is something else you guys haven't learned about. Is the URL too long to cite? No, but we don't need to put in the URL, which is this, so we can just skip that part. Date accessed, what day did you find the information? Today. Include the URL? No, we don't need to put in the link. It is okay. MLA, you don't have to do that anymore. Then I'll click Submit, and here is my citation, so the information is given credit. I could put this at the bottom of my pictochart and copy and paste. I want you to try this with one source for your pictochart and try and finish your pictochart today. Thanks, guys.